It didn't matter just how insignificant the thing must have been. It doesn't matter just how inconvenient the thing must have been. Always, whenever my 14-year-old self had something done in their life, like someone would make fun of them, someone would tell them something that just rubbed them the wrong way, all these small little things, he would just be overthinking about them for hours on end. But it wasn't for the reason that you may think it was. It wasn't for the reason that I was mentally weak or whatever. Yeah, sure, I still had the discipline build up, and I knew that incredible saying that whatever doesn't have your attention doesn't exist anymore, or something along those lines. Basically, I subconsciously knew that if you take your attention away from it, and if you make it look like to the thing that you don't care about it, it won't happen in your life anymore. But I struggled with it for a very long time, until a couple of weeks ago. But yeah, it used to be a huge burden. Like for example, whenever a male classmate of mine would make a comment about me, yeah, it would stay at the back of my mind for literally weeks or possibly even months, and I would literally create arguments in my head with that other person. And of course, later as I got on my self mastery journey, which is my word for self improvement, for those who don't know, I started transmitting that negative energy into positive energy because I know that the best revenge that you can take is to not become like your abuser. And that's something that you need to write down. But more importantly, the one thing that I never actually realized until very recently was the programming that I went through that actually led into all of this, into me being such an uncontrollable manager of my emotions that I would literally just scatter my attention to whatever it went, that I wouldn't be actually putting my attention on the things that actually brought me that delayed the gratification that I was seeking from my work. And this programming that I'm talking about is none other than the programming that we got from school. Because think about it. In the education system, whenever someone wants an answer from you, whenever someone wants you to, for example, do something, they don't give you the option to just say, I don't know, right? And especially ever since you're a little kid. Like, of course, some people may already notice, like, intuitively that you can just say, like, oh yeah, I just don't know, sorry, and that's it. And then the teacher just, invokes someone else to give them the answer. But that wasn't the case for me. You see, I was always kind of a gifted kid. I don't want to say that I was like, a complete A student, but I was like an A B student for most of my life. Like, yeah, sure, I still got C's and D's, but that was like very rare, and I was actually doing quite well. So getting an answer from me that I didn't know was a very, very rare occasion. And in fact, I never actually done it until I was like 16 years old. Yeah, I always try to give an answer to someone. And this led me to develop this kind of factor inside of me, this subconscious programming that I just didn't want to disappoint anyone. I didn't want to let anyone down. Like, whenever someone would rely on me, I would give them my fullest attention, and I would just, use every ounce of my mental power towards them and to actually serve them and improve their lives. And yeah, sure, on one aspect, this was a completely powerful ability that I could use to improve the lives of the people that I love and of the people that actually want to see me succeed, right? There's nothing wrong with that. But on the other side, and this is the whole point of this video, which I want you to realize, is that I was giving my power, my attention, my emotions, and all of these things to things that didn't actually matter. And so, from a metaphysical point of view, everything that you see around yourself, like in front of yourself, your physical reality is the realm of illusions. Now, illusion doesn't mean that, it is not real. What is real is the energy that makes up this universe. Like, I mean, just go and research the dual split experiment. Like, it was literally proven countless amounts of times that subatomic particles behave differently when you quite literally observe them. Like photons of light literally behave differently when you're looking at them and when you're not, right? And plus, when you also combine this with the fact that your eyes, they don't they don't actually see. You see through your frequency. And what I mean by that is that all the all everything that your eyes do is that they collect electromagnetic signals and they send them to your brain. And then your brain creates an image of what it thinks it is seeing. And these electromagnetic signals that your eyes are sending to your brain, there are only 0.0035% of what it is actually out there in the reality. And that's crazy, isn't it? There's still 99.9965% of that electromagnetic field that you cannot see, which is like ultraviolet light, but yeah, we won't go down that rabbit hole. So you can just see that the reality isn't what it is making up itself to be. Meaning that whenever you put too much importance on the things that actually don't reflect the feelings of your desired reality, then you will basically you will tell the universe and reality that you are its bitch. Quite literally. You will give your importance to other things that don't actually deserve the importance. What deserves the importance is your inner state of mind, the emotions that you feel, your mental state, and all of these things. So whenever someone goes and asks you, or just any situation at all, just ask yourself this question: if I was already the best possible version of myself that I want to become in this life that already has all of my goals achieved, and visualize his life and immerse yourself in that reality with all five of your senses if you need to, would this version of myself overreact to this? Would he sacrifice so much of his attention and of his mental energies towards solving this problem? Or would he just completely forget about it since it is not A, a part of his reality, or B, just these kinds of people just straight up don't matter and they're just a waste of time? Just ask yourself these kinds of questions and you will literally learn when you should actually invest your attention and energy into these kinds of circumstances, and instead just empowering yourself to not react, or whenever you should actually invest and still retain a powerful state of mind, but still helping the others around you, because this is something that was subconsciously haunting me for a long time, bro. So if you just put your time into it, and I don't care how long it takes to break this bad habit, all you need to do is just put on the identity that you are a person who knows how to control his emotions. So I am a god over my reality, or whatever you want to call yourself, and then live up to that identity. After like 30 attempts, you will no longer be overreactive to reality, and you will just be conditioned, and you will condition yourself to finally look inward and to protect your energies at all cost, because you are the shiniest object in the whole universe, and you set the laws of your universe. There are no truths in reality other than the ideas that your subconscious mind accepts as truth. And that's heavy. You should definitely write that down. So, yeah, completely break this subconscious wiring that has been put into your brain that you need to react at all costs, that you need to help everyone, because there are people who genuinely don't deserve your attention. And if you just tell them, like your teachers, for example, that you don't know whenever they ask you for something to take your attention away from the things that actually matter, which are your desires, your desired realities that you're thinking about and visualizing with all five of your senses and immersing yourself in them in your imagination, because what the unseen is more real than the seen when you think about it, but you will realize that more as you go down the metaphysical rabbit hole even more. You will just live a way happier life when you think about it. And this is why becoming stronger mentally is easy as fuck. All you need to do is just make this one simple decision, and everything will be clear to you. You need to recognize that your energy is the most powerful currency in the whole universe, and especially your emotions, because your emotions are energy in motion. Write that down. And your attention is basically like hyper concentrated energy, right? So whenever you're arguing with someone in your head, just remember that you're attracting all of that negativity that you're giving them into your life. Before anything can exist physically, it must first exist mentally. So straight up, whenever whenever that argument actually happens, don't be fucking surprised that you actually thought about it and it became real. You are the god over your reality. So why not take that energy? Why not take that negative visualization and actually make agreements with that person in your head? Just solve the problems, and the solutions to your problems will come your way. That was heavy, I know. So yeah, don't make arguments with people in your head. Remember to break the rewiring that has been put into you by whoever that you just need to respond. No, you have the option. You have the option to either respond or to stay calm. Just stop putting so much importance upon reality, because when you put too much importance on reality, then you will become reality's bitch, and you don't want to become that because you've been living like that for the past 10 years of your life, not being able to break free from your addictions like social media, video games, and all of this stuff. And I know how painful that is. And by the way, if you want to speedrun your progress on self mastery and completely take control of your life and become stronger mentally and become the best possible version of yourself and adopt his mindsets that he would have, even right now, then you can check out Timeless Reader's Mindsets in the description, the first link. It is completely something life changing. And look at all of these people. I have helped them literally find their purpose in life, get a stronger discipline, willpower, productivity, stoicism, and all of these wonderful skills. And they haven't even seen a single lesson from that course. So just imagine how much you can supercharge yourself when you purchase that. But there's no pressure. It is the only thing that I sell, and it is something that you can think about as you start to trust me more and more. But with that being said, thank you very much for watching this video, and remember, no one is better at being you